Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you very much for your questions. We just ended the show with Stevie claiming that he wasn't on an email, but obviously 100%.
He's still searching, though. He's still searching.
Still searching for... Oh, you just found it, Stevie. There it is. Yep. Good. Look at that face.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not.
How come you can see it?
Oh, wait a minute.
How come you can see the email if you're not on it?
Hold on.
Technology, please.
No, I've got emails, but I don't see me on that particular question. Hold on, what? Fair enough. I just saw it.
Robbo, how are you? November 5th, very significant here, obviously significant there as well. Bonfire night, fireworks night.
It is bonfire night, yeah.
Have you been out enjoying yourselves?
Guy Fawkes.
No, there's not. No, they've taken over the American way and they celebrate Halloween more than bonfire these days. Bonfires aren't allowed in very few villages and places because of the smoke and damaging the environment and upsetting pets. Not many fireworks going off.
That sounds like you, Robbo.
that was just my view, anyway.
Did you used to do that? I think we built these big. People all built these huge bonfires.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, huge.
Right, so Guy Fawkes, it's all because of Guy Fawkes. He tried to blow up the House of Parliament, then he got burnt, and it's to commemorate that.
Nothing more says where we are now in society that you just can't even put up a fire on.
Yeah, this was in the 17th century, by the way, not like a couple of years ago.
Somebody must have been upset by the smoke, complained to the council.
You know how you handle the board so very well?
Yes,
the standings in which you refer to the middle bit?
Yep.
I think you would be excellent tonight on election night working the board.
Oh, imagine that.
On the stage.
Who's the guy with the white hair? John?
The swing stage. I don't know. The swing stage.
Hey, John King. I could be John King. Me and Stevie could do the technology, and I could do the explanation with my geography.
Oh, the swing stage.
Wait, I didn't get that one. What?
That's a middle bit there. That's a middle bit.
Is Stevie impressed with Liverpool yet?
I was impressed today.
Yeah, they were good today, weren't they?
Yeah, they were good today, yeah. I mean, second half, they were fantastic. But the first half, I thought, was as important because at home, they haven't really been dominant and in charge and in control of games.
Right.
And as much as they never created any real top-class goal-scoring opportunities, to me, they were in control. And then the second half, they just changed gear and off they went. So, yeah, I was absolutely, I can say, I was very impressed tonight.
For Craig, is this sporting win the best moment of Manchester United's season so far?
Probably. Probably.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a big job he's got, isn't it?
He's in for a shock.
Goes without saying.
Right.
I mean, he's got immobile defenders and De Ligt. He's got people that make bad decisions at the back. Like,
what do you do, Steve? Because he comes in and it's International Week. So he starts on the 11th. The majority of players are away.
Phone's in sick.
What do you do?
Well, I think it's delaying the point at which he looks at his squad, spends some time with them, and then goes, "Oh my goodness, I've got a tough job on here."
Oh, anti-United. There you go. They had a good result today.
He's got some work in his hands with Zirkzee, hasn't he?
Yeah, yes, he has.
What are you looking at?
Well, I didn't know what you were doing.
Well, it's none of your business. That's the trouble with you. You got nosy syndrome.
Well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you were doing.
Absolutely none of your business what I'm doing.
Ali, I know Rodri is good, but please specifically explain how he makes this much of a difference for City.
Well, he makes a tremendous difference from Manchester City, but in the performances that we have been seeing, while his absence makes a difference, there are a lot of things that are going on with Manchester City. It's not just Rodri. What he does specifically very well for this team, one is the position that he takes that sets up the pressure coming out of the midfield. And so when Manchester City lose the ball in an advanced position, usually Rodri is right there close to the ball to win that ball back. Or at the very least, he's the one that's picking out sort of the clearances of half clearances from other teams. He takes those positions very well. And he recovers very well defensively. But more importantly, I think what he does for this group is that he sets the tempo of play and the pace of play for Manchester City, which allows them to control the game in a much better way than they have so far this season.
Fernandinho used to do it brilliantly. Yeah. And I honestly thought that when he left, particularly at the end of the last couple of years of his Man City career, he was doing it better than anybody that was playing the game, right? Just mopping everything up. And I never ever felt that they would get somebody that could do it as well as that, and they found somebody that can do it better, and he's got so many other facets to his game. And the problem is he doesn't just cover the space, he links the defence and midfield up. When they're trying to play out from the back, he's the one that's showing in tight spaces. When teams are pressing, he's never hiding. So they have not got anybody that can do that job. But guess what? That's up to the manager to figure out a way to get round this scenario, and it might mean playing a couple of more defensive players there.
The other thing that you don't see when you watch it on the TV, that both of those players do and did, is talking to people around them.
Right.
Yes, we see them breaking things up, and yes, we see them in good spots. But when he sees somebody who's gone too high or too low or too wide, whatever, he's pulling them into a place where it could be them that affects it. That's the one thing you can't see when you watch a game on the TV.
Robbo, based on Sporting game versus Manchester City, how much expectation should we have on Manchester United for the rest of the season?
Not a lot, really. I mean, he's got a tough job coming in. He's obviously a very good coach. He has his style of football, and he's going to play with three at the back. But you've still got to have the right people in the right positions. When a manager comes in, he's got two ways of doing things. He either says, I have a look at the players, and these are the players I've got, so I'm going to have to play to their strengths, which is going to be difficult for him. Or he says, I'm going to play my system, and you're going to have to fit into my system, which doesn't always work. And if the players aren't good enough in the first place, they're not going to play particularly well. So it's going to take him time, I'm sure. It's going to take him a couple of transfer windows to get some of the players in he wants. They're not going to suddenly become a good team overnight. He'll make them slightly better because he's a better coach than probably Erik ten Hag, but he's not going to take them into the top four, that's for sure.
How old are those headphones, Robbo?
A lot. They are very, very old because I'm struggling to hear you as well. So they're not doing a lot of good, really.
Well, don't worry, you look beautiful. Ali, are you surprised by the regression that Leverkusen have shown this season? We discussed this in the show.
No, actually, no. I'm not surprised that there has been a regression.
Does this damage Xabi Alonso's stock? Because it couldn't have been higher at the end of last season.
I mean, I don't think it does, because you always go back to a historic season that you had with Bayer Leverkusen. However, there are certain things that he would be able to address with this group that he hasn't addressed so far, and we always talk about that winning a championship and winning a title is difficult. Defending it's even more difficult because you have to address something that you cannot quantify, that is not objective, it's very subjective. How do players handle success? How do players handle a history-making sort of season? And the truth of the matter is, it's not like these players are making a conscious decision and saying, I'm not going to step to that ball. But you're seeing as a team that they're not stepping to that ball, that they're not winning that challenge, that they're not playing with the same sort of hunger and intensity and urgency that they did last season. That is not only my observation, it's what the numbers tell you.
Yeah.
It's what the goals allowed tell you. It's the fact that this team are giving up chances, and now you're seeing a drop in confidence, which then means that the players that were flying so high last season, now they're not playing at their best. And anything less than the best from Bayer Leverkusen means that they're going to give up points, that they're going to give up goals, that they're going to lose matches.
Stevie, we can see that after Carvajal's injury, all opponents are targeting Madrid's right-hand side. Is that on Ancelotti?
No, because I don't think there's another option. It's one thing to know a problem, but it's another thing to fix it when you don't have the capacity to fix it.
Right.
Regardless of whether it's Vasquez or anybody else, he knows he's putting somebody in that position that it's not the position.
But should there be more coverage then, more help for Vasquez, knowing that he's vulnerable?
Well, the problem is when your midfield are not stopping anybody getting at you, then it's too easy just to pick out Vasquez and say, right, when the ball's turned over and we've got time and space, get after him. I mean, yeah, can you help him? Yes, you can get whoever's higher up on the right-hand side to come back and stay there. You can get Rudiger or whoever it is playing centre-back to come out. But again, what happens with that is if you're doubling up out there, that means there's a hole inside. So it just creates problems everywhere.
He's tried to help him in some of the big games recently. He's played almost a 4-4-2.
Right.
And he's played, in the Clasico, he played Camavinga on the left to help Ferland Mendy with Lamine Yamal. And he played Bellingham on the right. And a 4, and he left it was, I think, Tchouaméni and Valverde. Today it was Modric and Tchouaméni. But he's playing these, I mean, Bellingham's not a workhorse, but he's playing these guys that will work, physical players in the wider areas, to their detriment, I think, to try and help out the fullbacks.
Yeah.
But as Stevie said, it's costing them elsewhere, and it's not really working.
Can we show the much maligned table again? Would you mind? Is that available for us to show? Because it'd be very helpful for the upcoming question, which is about Craig's former club Celtic, where of course he reminds us where he had so much success during the time when Celtic were a real team.
Are they in the middle bit?
Look, they are near the top of the middle bit. 13th, of course, at the moment. Craig, are we prepared for Celtic to get through to the knockout stages and maybe even make a little noise? Are they playing better because Aberdeen have forced them to take the league seriously?
I think they can get through to the knock. What are you shaking your head at?
What are you poking him for?
They've only got to not be in the bottom.
What are you laughing at yourself for?
No.
No? Okay. So that's the answer.
Hold on.
They're probably best. Maybe
Is this an internal joke in your own brain?
I was trying to help you out, but it doesn't matter.
All right, help me out then.
That's really worked out very well.
The problem Celtic's got is they've played 4 games, and there's a lot of these teams below them.
There you go, Craig.
Are down to 24 who've only played 3.
Oh, you can't find emails, but you can count.
So a load of them could win tomorrow, and Celtic will find themselves right on the line. That's what I was trying to tell you. They played a game more than a lot of teams.
Yeah, but everybody
But if
played.
you're not
Can I point to something obvious out to you? That everybody played today has played a game more than the ones that play tomorrow. I mean,
Oh, really?
I think to answer the question is when they got battered by Dortmund at home, was it 6 or 7? I can't remember. That was very worrying. But they've regrouped. To be fair to them, I don't know exactly the games they've got coming up, but they've at least been competitive that game apart. So they've given themselves a chance, albeit some teams apparently could leapfrog them really tomorrow. But yeah, it's giving them a chance. Well, yeah, the question about Aberdeen is they have got not Rangers this year at the moment. They're miles behind. They've got Aberdeen of levelling points with them, but I don't really think that's got anything to do with how they play in the Champions League. But yeah, that's been a lot better.
And final question, Robbo, were Barcelona really that good in El Clasico, or Real Madrid just that bad?
The second half, it was a bit of both. Barcelona, I thought, played some great football. They're playing some brilliant attacking football at the moment, but they were helped out by Real Madrid, who didn't understand how to break the offside line down, and they should have done that. And they also then lost their discipline and lost their verve and lost everything in the second half. So, yes, Barcelona are a top-class side at the moment. I still think they're vulnerable defensively, but Real Madrid are all over the place. And Ancelotti has to sort it out quickly. He's now got to be the dominant coach rather than just letting the players sort it out for themselves.
Sweet Ancelotti, ESPN FC back on your screens tomorrow. Come on, Carlo. We'll be looking back at Inter Milan again.
Oi, Carlo!
Oi, sort it out.